Morning, guys. I thought I'd just put a talking head video together um, about my plans for the next 2 weeks of training here. If you've seen from my Strava, I'm out in La Palma in the Canary Islands again. I decided to come out here for a little 2 week block just to get the last bits of training in. So, yeah, the reason why I've come as well is that I've got a 70k race coming up in about 3 weeks' time now, I think from today, which is in Croatia. It's my first race of the distance, so it's quite exciting and nerve-wracking. The race kind of elevation profile is like 2,400 meters of climbing, roughly, I think, with kind of 5 or 6 climbs that are all like between 250 meters and 400 meters. And they're fairly steep. I think like the average gradient's between 13 and 17% of those climbs. So yeah, fairly steep going, but not super long like the big climbs out here in La Palma. So yeah, that's the race coming up, and I've come out here really just to get some specific training. Back in the UK, like the South Downs, all the climbs are like 150 meters, maybe 200 max. And currently we just had rain, constant rain, and it's just like a mud fest, and it's not great up there, to be honest. Last time I was up there, I like completely slipped over and smashed my hip up a bit, so I just avoided the trail since then. Yeah, so I've come here for the kind of real specific workouts, to be honest. There's lots of variety of climbs here. The climb from the hotel up to the local town's about 700 meters, about 8% gradient, so that's your kind of just like easy-ish, but longer climb, and the gradient front at least. And then they have obviously huge climbs like from sea level to 2,000 meters if you want to. And then there's multiple places where I can get climbs that are like 15 to 20% gradient, which is kind of the ones I think I'll need to target for the race, because that's what the profile of the race is, in terms of the climbs. The other reason for coming out here, obviously the weather back home has just been awful. Just constant rain. I've kind of mostly avoided it by doing treadmill workouts. So yeah, there's that. I mean, if you just look now, blue skies, pretty nice. It's like 25 degrees every day here, pretty much. Also back home, everyone's sick. I don't know if everyone else has had like sickness going around, but like my sister's had it, her kid, my grandma, my dad. I've had a bit of a chesty cough, which hopefully is going now. So yeah, just getting away from that is quite nice, because we're getting into the point now where I don't want to risk getting ill before the first race. So yeah, to get away from that's quite nice. Other reasons for being here, obviously just removal of all distractions. Can literally just concentrate on the running and getting fit, and all stuff like food is made for me is all inclusive here, so that's nice. And then yeah, finally just a bit of another stimulus as well with the heat. Hopefully that kind of brings the fitness forward as well. So yeah, that's why I've come out here. The goals of the training camp, I mean, generally it's just to improve my fitness, my general fitness. I think I'm probably now fitter than I was at Beachy Head. Well, I'm pretty much sure I am. And if I can just kind of move it forward a little bit more, I'll be pretty happy with where the fitness is at. As I said, I've come out here. Another reason to come out here, the goal really is just to get some of the real specific workouts in on the type of gradients and length of climbs that I'll be doing in the race. So yeah, I was just saying, like, the climb up to, let's say, from Eastbourne to the top of Beachy Head is about 150 meters, 200 meters, whereas all the climbs are longer than that in the race. So yeah, just getting real specific with the climbs I think will help. Other two goals is obviously to stay injury free for the camp. I mean, I'm not taking any unnecessary risks, but you never know when you're going to injure, do you? So fingers crossed I can just stay away from injury. And yeah, the last goal is just to enjoy this 2 weeks, work hard. Hopefully the fitness will move forward, and it will stand me in good stead for the race. Specifically, what kind of training am I doing for the 2 weeks here? The general structure for me, which I've it is flexible depending on what the body's saying, but I'll typically do 3 workout days a week, or maybe 3 day workout days every 9 days. It really depends on the body, what it's saying. So I've gone with, so far what I've planned is a VO2 max style session a week, a double threshold day, and a long run with basically a long run that simulates the race, so similar elevation gains, similar gradients. So that's kind of like real race specific, that one. So a typical like VO2 max session was what I did yesterday, which is like 10 times 3 minutes, uphill, just trying to get the heart rate up to like above 175, hopefully to 180. Double threshold day typically for me is 6x2k in the morning, and then anywhere from 15 to 20 times 90 seconds in the evening. So I'll try and do one of those with climbing though. So typically back home I'll just do those on the flats or on the treadmill. So yeah, I'll probably do one of those as a climb and one of those like on the rolling flats here. And then yeah, like the long run, the stuff I've kind of got planned is roughly 40 to 50k, anywhere from like 1,000 to 2,000 meters of climbing, all with climbs that are kind of over 10% gradient. And yeah, then other days are just basically easy days. Just listen to the body, try and run twice a day typically, maybe a bit longer in the morning, then just whatever the body's saying in the evening. So that could be just 5k, could be 10k, but probably not longer than 10k, I don't think. Yeah, and then just other stuff while I'm here is just general gym stuff, core, working hamstrings, glutes, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the kind of what I'm doing while I'm out here. The schedule for after the camp is that I get back on the Thursday, and the following Tuesday I fly out to Croatia, and that's kind of race week then. So I've got my family coming out with us. We're going to just take that week light, just easy runs and just freshen up. All the work's done at that point really, or hopefully it is. So, and then the goals for the race, pretty tricky to judge really, because I've never done a race this distance, and I've got a history of cramping, so yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. My fitness is better than it's ever been, I think. I just worry about cramping in those race style efforts. My hamstrings seem to be the weak link. It doesn't matter how much gym work I do, they still seem to be the first thing that goes. Must be something in my form which needs looking at really. So the goals of the race is to come top 3 behind the pros, and that also depends on the quality of the people who are not the pros, obviously. I've only been doing trail running for like probably a year now, or just under a year, and so I think we still improved quite a bit. But there's probably very little chance of me competing against the pros. But behind that, I'm a fairly decent standard, I would say. So last year, I think if I could put a Beachy Head level of effort in for 70k, or just the same level of effort but over a 70k distance, not the same pace obviously, that would have probably got me third last year. The two ASIC Pros came first and second. And then third was, I think, average pace is like 4:45 per K with all the climbing, which isn't slow, but it isn't fast. But you got 2,400 meters of climbing, obviously. So, yeah. But I initially thought when I saw that after doing Beachy Head, where I averaged 4:15 a K on a bad weather day, I thought that was achievable at the Beachy Head Fitness, assuming I didn't cramp and stuff like that. So fingers crossed, if the same level of opposition pops up, like only a few pros, then maybe I can take third. And getting that third spot is quite crucial actually, because UTMB give elite entries off memory to the finals day in Chamonix if you come in the top 3 in a race. So, I mean, that'd be amazing if that happened. And any more goals for the race? I'm just reading off a list here. No, that's pretty much the goal for the race, really, is to come like top 3 behind the pros. So, yeah. So, 2 weeks here, back home, out to Croatia. The first race, fingers crossed it goes well, doesn't mentally break me. And then it's a busy schedule because I'm out to a training camp in Tenerife for 3 weeks at altitude, pretty much a week after that race. And then I'll fly back to La Palma here for my Transvolcania race in May. So yeah, busy schedule, but hopefully it all goes well, stay injury free. And that's the update. So yeah, hope your running's going well.